What is going on, everybody? It is Dylan with Astrodfs bringing you a brand new video. In today's video, I'm going over week 1 defenses to target on DraftKings. Yeah, still waiting on the running back, wide receiver, tight end, but I will bring you defenses because we could see maybe an injury or two, but probably nothing significant. And if anything happens offensively, it just kind of makes it better for these defenses. But obviously, the number one choice is going to be Denver against Tennessee, just because Denver had one of the best defenses last season, whether it's fantasy or just, you want to say statistically. They had one of the better defenses in the league last year, and now they are home against rookie Cam Ward in that Tennessee offense, who the offensive line is still bad. Denver adds a couple veterans from San Francisco, to kind of, just add some experience, add some depth, add some talent to a team that once they get done with this Russell Wilson contract situation, which I believe this is the last year, it's going to be better for Denver. But week 1 is all we care about, and they're in a really good spot week 1 against Tennessee at home. Continuing to go down, 3,500. I like Arizona on the road against New Orleans. New Orleans team is kind of all over the place. New head coach, pretty much going to be a new quarterback, whether it be Spencer Rattler or Tyler Shuck. But yeah, the offense is healthy again for New Orleans, but the offensive line is still very shaky. I don't know how good they're going to be this season, but I imagine not too good. The defense seems really, really bad for New Orleans, so I really like Arizona's offense. I like their defense in this one as well. I don't have faith in Spencer Rattler, Tyler Shuck consistently all year to beat defenses, right? We're going to see games where they do have some moments of looking like a good NFL offense. They're going to have some drives. This is one of the games to where you're facing a defensive-minded coach who added a couple pieces defensively this offseason. So I do like Arizona's defense in this one. 3,500, I definitely think it's a good price. Next, just a little bit cheaper, 34, the Rams at home against Houston. And this is, yes, it's CJ Stroud. You have Nico Collins. Joe Mixon's status is uncertain, though. Obviously, we know we don't have Tank Dell. And then we have Christian Kirk and 2 rookie wide receivers in Higgins and Noel. Dalton Schultz, who hasn't been a threat since joining Houston. And you have a young Rams defense. Now, I'm not the biggest on the Rams defense this season, but I will take a shot against the terrible offensive line Houston has right now. And also Houston had moved on from their offensive coordinator who, I won't say made, but had a good part of CJ Stroud's rookie season. He's gone. They had, a slower run season last year. And they're getting younger, I guess, if you want to say why they tried to do it. But yeah, that Houston offensive line looks very, very bad, especially on paper. And with a younger Rams defense, I like the Rams at 3,400. I don't love them because it's still CJ Stroud. It's still Nico Collins. You're going to get some production out of Christian Kirk and those rookie wide receivers one way or another. So I don't want to totally just say, hey, they're in a great spot here because you're still facing CJ Stroud. So, but I do like them. I do think there's a good chance that they perform well. Next, I'm going to just say the game in general. And that's Pittsburgh and the New York Jets, right? Pittsburgh 33, Jets down here at 2,800. And big reason I like this, especially on the Pittsburgh side, Justin Fields is a threat, a mobile threat. The issue is this is the team he just played for last season that has the same offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator that was there with Justin Fields, right? We know that the Jets have a good running game. Their offensive line is much improved. And it's Garrett Wilson and Allen Lazard and then unknowns, right? Or unproven. We don't know who else on that offense is going to step up, right? We assume Mason Taylor's the tight end 1 and could have a role this season. We don't know which of their younger wide receivers are going to step up, but as of right now, that Jets passing game does not look good, and you're going to face a Pittsburgh defense that's very, very tough, that added a lot of veteran pieces to the team in general, but especially to that secondary that was very poor for Pittsburgh last year. And now they added two really big names to that secondary. So I really love Pittsburgh facing the quarterback they just had on their team last year in Pittsburgh. So on the other side of that, you have Aaron Rodgers facing the team he did. You have a defensive-minded coach as well in Aaron Glenn. But the Jets lost a few pieces defensively, some impactful players too at that. But on the Pittsburgh side, yes, we expect both Warren and Caleb Johnson to have really good roles and flourish in the run game. And then you have DK Metcalf. And then you have 4 tight ends. No, we don't know if Calvin Austin's going to step up, Roman Wilson's going to step up, Gabe Davis signs to Pittsburgh. We don't know what it is. But as of right now, the passing game on Pittsburgh is DK Metcalf. You could say Jonnu Smith all you want. You could say Pat Freiermuth all you want. You could say the blocking tight end in Darnell Washington. You could say whatever you want for their tight ends. But legitimate pass catchers on that offense is DK Metcalf. That is it right now. So, yes, I'm slightly concerned with that, which is why I like Pittsburgh more than the Jets, but the Jets did lose a lot of talent. Aaron Glenn's going to have to build that confidence back up. And the young pieces that they do have still a lot of young, good pieces on that defense, but I'd much rather take a shot on Pittsburgh than the Jets. Going up, though, a little bit is the 49ers at 2,900 in a division game on the road against Seattle. And yes, Seattle brings in Sam Darnold. They go and acquire Cooper Kupp. They still have their two-headed dragon and Ken Walker, Zach Charbonnet. It looks like we're going to go with a rookie tight end, but the offensive line is still bad. They did add some draft capital to that offensive line, but overall on paper, that offensive line doesn't look good. Now, the reason I don't love the San Francisco defense, but I am willing to take a chance against a bad offensive line. You still have a Bosa brother on that defensive line. You still have a couple pieces at that defense. That defense got torn apart left and right. That defense is nowhere near the same, but you still have two of the best defensive players in the league still there, in Fred Warner and Nick Bosa. Both those guys are still there, and you have Robert Saleh returning, where he had great success with this team when he was calling plays defensively. So, don't love San Fran. I don't. Am I willing to take a chance against Sam Darnold, who kind of just sunk towards the end of the season, and that bad offensive line? Yeah, I'm willing to take that chance. I don't love it. But I'm willing to take that chance in a division game with that one. Continue to go down. One to monitor, and this is just a monitor, right? We got news, I think yesterday, today, something like that Matt Stafford is back. If, for whatever reason, something happens between now and then, yes, the Texans defense, 2,500, is in a great spot. I still think they're in a legitimate good spot against the Rams, but I'm not in love with it. I am not in love with it. I do think it's a very defensive game, so for the price point of 2,500, I don't mind it. The Texans had a really good defense last year. I still think they have a really good defense, so I love that play if Matt Stafford is out, obviously, right? Obviously, if Matt Stafford's out, that's, not any insight at all. And then last but not least, 2,300, the New York Giants against Jane Daniels, and we don't know who the running back is going to be. We don't know who his wide receivers are going to be. Washington Commanders. So the two games that the Giants played against Jaden Daniels last season, one was week 2 where they got you 5 points, but that was at 2,700. And then you keep going down just a little bit. Week 9 at 2,300, they got you 0, but they did absolutely nothing in that game, right? Absolutely nothing. They have the. I'm willing to bet the best pass rush in football. Their entire defensive line is the best pass rush. Building around that and trying to find the right pieces, especially for a cheap price, because obviously you invested a lot of money into that defensive line. Finding the right pieces, the right corners, which they made some moves. It's still not the greatest, but they made some moves to try to help that defense. And I'm not going to preach and say that the Giants defense is a lock and it's great, but at 2,300 for a team that last season got 45 sacks, and I mean, look at how the end of the season went, right? Look at how the end versus the beginning when that team was healthy. And you add Abdul Carter to that defense, right? Really, really, really good pass rusher. Obviously, we don't know if that'll transition to the pros, but they still have depth. Their defensive line is disgusting. It's very good. On the Washington side, Brian Robinson might get traded. They might roll out with Austin Eckler and a rookie running back who everyone is going crazy about right now, which we'll probably end up talking about when we go into the running backs. But we don't know Terry McLaurin's status. We're getting really close to week 1. I don't think if McLaurin has a contract, he's going to be there. Even with that, he's been dealing with an injury. So, yes, you still have someone like Deebo Samuel, who I think Deebo Samuel is going to be efficient for Washington. I don't think a ceiling season is there for Deebo Samuel. But I do think they're going to find ways to utilize Deebo Samuel. You had someone like Zach Ertz, who was utilized quite a bit by Jane Daniels, and you have a mobile guy, mobile quarterback in Jane Daniels. So it's still there, right? The offense was a really good offense. They had a really good play calling last season. They have a defensive-minded coach who brought in some defensive pieces, try to help them out. Offensive line is still not the greatest for Washington, but you could tell they tried to make an upgrade in Tunstall this offseason. So, but I'm willing to go and say, hey, the Giants, with the way they played at the beginning of last season, just their defensive line got their fantasy points. It's really what it was. Am I willing to say for 2,300, I think the Giants can hold the Commanders to 21 points or less? I could see it in this game, right? You in Brian Daboll, the running offense they're going to try to have, the play action offense they're going to have against a Washington team that had their star receiver has not been there with them, right? It's Deebo Samuel. It's I don't even know if Noah Brown's been there. McCaffrey, like Curtis Samuel, I think. No, Curtis Samuel's in Buffalo. Like it's not great, right? If Terry McLaurin is not there, it's not great. Even if he is there, he's missed a good amount of time in this offense. Granted, looked good in the offense last year, but still, those reps mean a lot in the beginning of the season. So, yes, I'm willing to say Giants at 2,300 is probably one of my favorite value plays defensively. There's options, right? It's defense, right? We don't need 20 points out of the defense. We don't need 10, 15 points. You're just hoping they stay above 5. I think 5 is fine, especially when you're paying $2,300 for a defense that allows you to go get the guys you actually want to get. It's a defense. I'm willing to take the chance with the Giants week 1. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Yet again, I want to say thank you guys for the support so far that we received. It's been great. You guys have been really tuning in. And I'm very excited for this DFS season. I loved NFL DFS. It's my favorite thing to do, put out content for you guys. So yet again, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.